Now on Good Morning Las Vegas.
A bold car theft leads neighbors to step up to the plate, what they use to help recover the vehicle.
Plus, a local Halloween attraction criticized for one of its haunted themes. The backlash organizers are now facing on social media.
But first, the latest on the rescue efforts out of Mexico following this week's 7.1 magnitude earthquake. As we get a look at some of the new images of destruction, we have learned the death toll has climbed to more than 240. Some crews are focusing on an elementary school where they believe a 12-year-old girl is still alive inside. At least 25 people died inside that school. Rescue teams are coming in from all over to help, including firefighters from Los Angeles County. And overnight, Hurricane Maria re-strengthened to a Category 3 storm as it spun away from the Dominican Republic. The people of Puerto Rico are trying to assess the damage there that the storm caused, but power is out on the entire island. And officials say that it could take months for it to be restored to everyone. Maria hit the island as a Category 4 yesterday morning, marking the strongest hurricane to hit in 80 years. Todd and Beth have more on what residents there are dealing with.
Oh, Dana, that's a poor island. It's going to be hard for them to recover. People just cannot believe what they lived through. Buildings damaged, cars on their side. A lot of the video Dana was just showing us.
Yeah, it's been hard to watch, right? And ABC's Arlette Saenz has a closer look now at the widespread damage.
Puerto Rico picking up the pieces from the wrath of Hurricane Maria. The Category 4 storm tearing through the island. Roofs ripped off buildings, debris flying, structures toppling. Some areas seeing 30 inches of rain. Residents trying desperately to keep the water out of their homes.
The wind howls and screeches, the doors rattle.
The emergency management director saying the entire island is destroyed. Many homes not built to withstand hurricanes, let alone a Category 4. ABC's Victor Oquendo witnessing the aftermath up close.
We are outside of San Juan in the town of Guaynabo. It was hit very hard. A lot of destruction to homes, down trees and power lines as well. And now they're dealing with this, flooding in every direction.
The island's 3.4 million people in the dark. Officials confirming 100% of Puerto Rico lost power. Hospitals now running on generators. 12,000 people packing into shelters. Hotel ballrooms and sports arenas turned into safe havens. Residents singing about strength through the storm. The recovery slowly beginning, clearing debris from streets. Search and rescue teams deployed. A Coast Guard cutter standing by, ready to deliver more than 800 gallons of water to the island.
Though Hurricane Maria has passed over Puerto Rico, officials are urging residents to shelter in place and stay vigilant. Flash flooding and mudslides could be as dangerous as the initial rain and winds. Arlette Saenz, ABC News, Washington.
Boy, that is hard to hear. You know, it's funny, I heard, not funny, but I was listening to an interview last night from the mayor of San Juan describing the destruction. She said the city is no longer what it used to be.
Yeah, but then you hear people singing and you know that it's just that human spirit.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah, it will. It will.
All right, Justin, back here in the valley, how things looking for us?
Did you hear the wind outside your house last night?
Yes.
I think a lot of people waking up to what feels like the most organized wind we've seen since the springtime. We are looking at steady winds of 18 miles per hour at McCarran, 20 mile per hour breeze down by the Henderson Executive Airport, 16 mile per hour wind in Summerlin. So a wind advisory starts at 11 o'clock this morning, goes until 11 o'clock tonight for steady breezes of 20 to 30 miles per hour and gusts of 35 to 45 miles per hour. It is going to be windy from start to finish today. Starting with plenty of sunshine, we'll try to hold on to the sunshine into the afternoon. 83, that's it for the high temperature, so a big cool down in addition to the wind. Yasmin, coming up in a moment, we'll show you what parts of the valley are most likely to see the strongest gusts.
All right, thank you, Justin. Right now, I have 3 crashes to warn you about, all of them on your surface streets. The first one is on Lamb, just north of Owens, so between Owens and Lake Mead, slowing things down, but just in that intersection itself. And then we have one at Koval and Flamingo, and you can see it is slowing things down. If you want to avoid this one, just don't take Harmon, because I'm also seeing a slowdown on Harmon right now. And then finally, your last crash is on Tropicana, right near Rainbow. Live look, you can see a few lanes of eastbound Tropicana blocked off. Metro is out here, at least 2 vehicles involved. So in the meantime, you're just going to want to avoid that intersection. But if you're hopping on the highway, good news here. Top speeds all over the valley, Dana.
All right, thank you, Yasmin. Breaking overnight, Metro searching for clues after a man was shot. Officers found the 22-year-old victim near Bonanza in Washington last night. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Police have no information on the shooter right now.
The Freakling Brothers horror shows are a staple here in Las Vegas, but this year one of the haunted themes has some people outraged. It's called the sepsis doctrine. People who survived this serious illness are furious the haunted house would make light of the condition.
I know that they wouldn't do something to like a condition that's more well known, you know, like a cancer or prostate cancer or HIV, AIDS, anything, you know, just as serious.
The Freakling Brothers issued a statement saying they didn't mean to offend anyone with the sepsis theme, but it has no plans to make any changes.
A Valley pet owner is blaming another woman for killing her chihuahua at a local dog park. Well, Marley June Kiera says that she and her dog Prada had just finished up at the Craig Ranch Dog Park right in the northeast part of the valley. When they were getting in her car, Marley says that Prada then ran off and jumped into the vehicle of another person. And then that's when Marley says that person threw her dog out of the car, slamming it to the ground.
My dog's life is more important than everything else. Just grab my dog like that and toss on the ground like a piece of you know? And I say, oh my God, I think she's dying.
Well, Marley rushed her dog to the vet, but unfortunately it was too late. Now, right now, police are looking into whether any charges will be filed.
An observant neighbor recovers a stolen car after seeing the victim's post on a neighborhood app. We always wonder if those work. The car theft happened in Mountain's Edge near Gomer and Durango earlier this week. Chris McCarthy says his daughter may have dropped her keys, which the thieves then used to steal the car out of the driveway. He says he was surprised the thieves were that bold, considering his house is right next to the gate with several cameras.
You'd like to feel safe about that, but that makes us all a little anxious.
After posting the story and picture on social media, somebody spotted the car and got it back to Chris. According to Crime Mapping, this area has seen 6 burglaries and 3 auto thefts in just the past month.
All right, time now is 4:37. Still ahead, a homework assignment lands one middle school teacher in big trouble.
I saw it and I was like, my mom will be mad.
Yeah, what was on the paper that left parents outraged?
And Mexican communities in the U.S. do what they can to help out victims of that 7.1 earthquake. Justin.
Around 3 o'clock this afternoon, the winds may start to get to their strongest. That's when we can see steady breezes up to 45 miles per hour. Red Rock towards Summerlin. It's going to be a really windy day. We'll see how big of a cool down is coming behind the wind next.
All right, well, caught on camera, a crash at a car dealership in Pennsylvania. Check this out here. Surveillance video captured the moment that a woman who was speeding crashed her vehicle into 4 parked cars. Now, the aftermath far worse as the vehicle's very badly damaged. Police say the woman was taken to the hospital. She is expected to survive. Investigators are now looking into whether alcohol or drugs may have played a factor.
Parents at one Georgia middle school are outraged over a homework assignment that was handed out to students. A music teacher sent 6th graders home with this, an assignment filled with explicit lyrics from a rap song. Now, the purpose was for students to take out the expletives and sexually suggestive lyrics and replace them with more positive language. The teacher has issued an apology. The school district has removed her from the classroom.
2 videos from a daycare in Reno are sparking outrage this morning. Take a look here. The first shows an employee yanking a toddler right off the floor as he sits with a book in his hand. My goodness. Now look at the top part of your screen here. The second video shows the same employee pulling the boy by his arm and dragging him. The child's mom is the one who found this video. Now, the daycare does allow parents to log into its website to watch their children. The daycare so far has not commented on the video, but the boy's mother has filed a police report.
It's 4:41 on your Thursday morning. Still ahead, neighbors in Oklahoma react to a deadly police shooting.
Yeah, a man says that he tried to stop officers before they fired the fatal shot.
A supportive learning environment. What CCSD is doing to understand gender diversity.
The Big wind in the forecast today. That's going to coincide with a 10-degree cool down. Instead of the low 90s from yesterday, we'll be in the low 80s this afternoon. Let's talk about the wind, though. It's coming in from the southwest early this morning. The wind's around 20 miles per hour in parts of the valley. And that'll be the case through the morning commute. Winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour. Definitely a both hands on the wheel kind of a morning. As we roll toward lunchtime, that's when a little burst of some stronger winds will be pushing across the valley. We could see some 35 to 45 mile per hour gusts as early as lunchtime. I think they'll be a little more likely, though, in the middle of the afternoon when the atmosphere is sort of at its most mixed up. That's when 35 to 45 mile per hour gusts are possible anywhere in Las Vegas through the afternoon. Even this evening, the winds will be switching from the southwest to the west. Cold front coming through later today. Even this evening, the winds could still gust up past 40 miles per hour. It looks like after midnight, though, the winds will be dropping pretty quickly. So we'll go from really blustery, even after dark, to calmer conditions, I think, late tonight. Temperatures responding to that wind, even though we'll have more sunshine than clouds. Temperatures only expected to be in the low 80s, and there's even cooler weather coming tomorrow through the weekend. Highs 83 here in Las Vegas. That is 9 degrees cooler than average. Look at these low temperatures. This is the coolest weather at night we have seen in a few months. Down to 59 here in Las Vegas. Mount Charleston dropping below freezing tonight. And we're talking about the town. At 8,000 feet, not that nearly 12,000 foot mountain peak. So getting really chilly as we head from tonight into tomorrow morning. Right now outside at 75 degrees in Las Vegas. Feels a lot cooler though because of that wind. A lot of moisture with this system, but it's going to stay just up in the northern part of the state. They could see a few inches of snow in the Sierra. Maybe a little dusting of some wet snow toward Ely or Elko later today, but we are going to, for the most part, be dry. Small chance of a stray shower in the Spring Mountains this afternoon. Real small chance. Temperatures through the weekend stay quite cool. Upper 70s Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 50s each of those mornings. We will see some northerly breezes through next week, but they'll be much, much lighter than the wind we've got for you today. Yasmin?
All right, thank you, Justin. Right now we are tracking a few crashes for you. The first one being reported on Lamb and Tonopah, which is right between Owens and Lake Mead, only slowing things down in the east out west direction. Lamb looks okay right now. We do also have a crash at Flamingo and Koval, but Harmon is seeing a slowdown as well, so if you want to avoid it, just don't take that. And then finally, a pretty big crash right near Tropicana and Rainbow. Here's a live look. You can see a few officers out here, and this is blocking a few lanes, but only in the eastbound direction. Listen, I know you want to take Flamingo. Don't take Flamingo because there's a little bit of a backup there as well. Russell looks like a much better option, Todd.
All right, Yasmin, thank you. Well, this morning we are hearing from a man who says that he watched police shoot and kill a deaf man. It happened in Oklahoma City Tuesday night after officers there were responding to a hit and run. Well, officers say the man they shot was holding a pipe and would not obey their commands to drop it. But a neighbor says the victim was communicating with everyone using movements and thinks that he was actually trying to explain what happened with the hit and run. Well, the neighbor says that he tried desperately to stop those officers.
Myself and my daughter were actually screaming at him, not, that he was deaf, that he couldn't hear anything. And they proceeded on shooting him. I didn't sleep all night, so it's sad.
Well, police say that they're not sure that the officers actually heard that man yelling, but the witness does say that at least one of those officers turned around and looked at him.
Well, just in this morning, North Korea has responded to the president's comments at the UN General Assembly this week. The North's foreign minister described the president's threat to destroy his country as the sound of a barking dog. This is the first response to the president's speech from the country. The foreign minister also said he feels sorry to people who work for the president in the White House.
Back in the valley, it's happening again. Thieves stealing mail, this time from an entire apartment complex near Deserton and McLeod. Neighbors say they struck in the middle of the night, but the video is clear as day. Two crooks approached around 2:45 a.m. Monday. Seconds later, the crowbar is in action, and the thief is prying open mailboxes to get the precious items inside. Apartment owners say they didn't bother reporting it to police because the last time it happened, they claim nothing was done. Officials say you should always report thefts to the postal inspector and police right away.
Well, the Clark County School District is working on ways to try and provide a safe and supportive learning environment for gender-diverse students. CCSD says that it will work with employees, families, students, and the community to determine whether a standalone policy or other guidelines are needed. Well, in the coming weeks, CCSD will host 5 public meetings to present recommendations to the community and also to hear feedback.
A Nevada Congresswoman has unveiled a new way to highlight the accomplishments of women in our state. Jackie Rosen has started the Nevada Women in STEM Award. The program is meant to recognize women who work in the science, technology, engineering, or math fields. A new woman will be highlighted each month to share her story. Rosen hopes it will inspire other women to work in these fields. If you'd like to nominate someone you know, we've set up a link on our website, ktnv.com.
All right, well, continuing now our coverage on the earthquake that happened in Mexico as that country attempts to try and recover. People here in the U.S., well, they are stepping in to help.
In San Jose, California, dozens gathered at a church Wednesday night to pray for the victims of the 7.1 quake. San Jose has a large Mexican and Spanish-speaking community. The Mexican consulate in San Jose is providing resources to help people reach out to their loved ones in Mexico.
And on a much bigger front, Facebook says that it will give some $1 million to Mexico's American Red Cross. And it also plans to waive fees for donations made to UNICEF through the organization's Facebook page.
Good morning, Las Vegas. It's 4:50, still ahead, helping pets heal.
The study that's gained the attention of vets across the country to help pets who are suffering from arthritis.
Plus, the Valley father of 2 has come up with some unique costumes for your baby who may not be able to leave the stroller this Halloween.
Some breaking news right now. A 1.4 earthquake has struck right near Las Vegas this morning. Happened just minutes ago, and we were looking at the data that they put out, and you can kind of see this red dot here. It's definitely to the southwest of Las Vegas. So just an interesting note. Obviously, we've been talking about all the earthquakes happening, and so whenever we get any activity, people like to know. Justin.
Yeah, Dana, I also am able to, I'll step on screen here, I'm also able to track and pinpoint where that quake was felt. 1.4 magnitude, 436 this morning at a depth of 15 miles below the surface, but this is out in Red Rock Canyon, only about 8-9 miles away from parts of Summerlin. So if we hear anything else, feel anything else, we will let you know, though that's weak enough that probably not really felt by anyone. 72 is our morning drive time temperature. It's already windy outside this morning. Breezes at 20, gusting to 30. Both hands on the steering wheel this morning, and this afternoon you're going to have to watch out, especially for high-profile vehicles. They will be blowing around in the wind. Very windy heading home with afternoon gusts up to 45 miles per hour. UV index with plenty of sunshine today is high. Air quality is moderate. It means it's not ozone. It's the wind kicking up the dust. Blowing dust could be an issue for folks who are sensitive to poor air quality today.
All right, thank you for the warning, Justin. Right now, I want to start off with a look at Main Street and Bonneville. You can see lots of construction cones, or not really construction cones. It's For Life is Beautiful. A lot of streets still blocked off because of the big festival this weekend. So if you're heading to the downtown area, you're going to want to just leave the house a few minutes early. Here are your drive times to downtown. Slow down from Boulder City, Centennial Hills, and Enterprise right now. And moving over to Bonneville and the 15, the Spaghetti Bowl thankfully looks good right now. If you're going through the resort corridor, drive time's looking good. 8 minutes heading south, 7 minutes heading north.
Thanks, Yasmin. The Vegas Golden Knights are ready to hit the ice again and hope to stay undefeated in the preseason.
Yeah, the Knights are going to play the San Jose Sharks again tonight at 7:30. The team tweeted out to which players will be on the ice for the game, and no surprise that Tyler Wong will be back. He, of course, helped bring that team a victory during their first preseason win. The team will head to San Jose after their morning skate in Summerlin.
Dana said this before, and it's so true. They are such a fun team to follow on Twitter. If you don't follow them, they post some hilarious stuff. There were Google glasses, then Snapchat spectacles, and now it looks like Amazon may get into the game. According to the Financial Times, Amazon is reportedly working on the high-tech glasses that would bring its digital assistant Alexa to you even when you're not home. The Financial Times says the glasses could hit the market by the end of the year. Airbnb is moving into the restaurant business. The short-term rental startup announced that users can now use the app to book tables at restaurants. For now, reservations can be made made at nearly 650 restaurants in 15 U.S. cities, including L.A. Airbnb expects to expand this service, though, to more cities, and hopefully eventually Las Vegas will be included.
All right, I love old dogs, right? But certainly watching your dog get old is hard. I know our dog Max was 14 years old, and towards the end it was harder for him to get around. But a medical trial says that it's not old age that's actually stopping your pet from doing the things that he once loved. It's actually arthritis.
Yeah, we see Molly hobbling around right now, too. Now, several vet clinics across the country are testing a possible cure. The new drug uses canine stem cells to grow cartilage in joints so a dog has more cushion. There's always a chance stem cells can turn cancerous, though, so researchers are making sure pets go through several tests before they qualify for the trial. Now, the drug hasn't been approved by the FDA, and there's no estimate for how much it may cost, but we wanted to share the news with you because it's promising for the future.
Absolutely. All right, well, a local dad right now is looking to spruce up kids' strollers just in time for Halloween.
Yeah, he started a business called Stroller Costumes. Look how fun those are. He spent 2 years developing them to fit most strollers on the market. The father of two says it required lots of money and time away from his kids, but he's following his dream. He says the idea came about because his son hated the stroller.
Beyond giving him my cell phone, I thought to myself, what can I do to convince him? And then it hit me that my wife told me that a friend of hers drives a half an hour out of her way to a special Smith store that has those special shopping carts.
Yeah, they currently have 6 characters available. Look, you can be a police officer, firefighter. Atkins even has sights set on Shark Tank, hoping to get some investors for the company.
Yeah, why not? I think my 2-year-old son would call it Ka.
Yeah.
Let's go in the car.
Yeah, more fun than stroller.
Definitely.
Too many syllables for little Benjamin to get out.
Absolutely. All right, good one, Las Vegas. I certainly have a lot more coming up at 5 o'clock.
Including why customers who pre-ordered the newest iPhone may have to wait a little longer before the device arrives.
And we're staying on top of breaking news, monitoring some live pictures out